awesome? Perfect. Good morning. This on. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to CVUUS. Before we sing our gathering song, I just want to say a quick thank you to Bonnie Baldwin for the hammer dulcimer music before service. Yes, thank you. Yep. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you'll rise in body or spirit and join in singing number 121, We'll Build a Land.
We recognize that CVUUS gathers on land seized from the Western Abenaki people by European colonizers. We respect the Abenaki spiritual relationship to the land and waters of the Champlain Valley. We are committed to building a peaceful and more just relationship with them and to promoting knowledge about their history and culture. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to CVUUS, the Champlain Valley Unitarian Universalist Society. Welcome to those of you who are here, and welcome to those of you who are watching online. Well, it's a kind of gloomy March day. Yesterday was beautiful, and in 4 short days it will be officially spring. St. Patrick's Day is often I remember when I was younger, it was a lot of fun, St. Patrick's Day. I'm Karl Lindholm, today's worship associate, and I am assisting our service leader today, Dr. Morris Earle. Amen. Morris and his wife, Dr. Lynn Lugenbuehl, have been members of CVUUS since 1995, and their 3 children attended our RE programs. For 21 years, Morris has split his time between being a community pediatrician in Middlebury and an intensive care doctor at UMass Hospital in Worcester. His undergraduate training was at the University of Vermont in agriculture, and his medical degree is likewise from UVM. He has a master's in public health from Harvard. Morris has had a keen interest in global health and justice for 43 years and has been working with Médecins Sans Frontières. High school French. You can call Doctors Without Borders. Médecins Sans Frontières. Huh? Uh-huh. Anyway, he's been working with Doctors Without Borders since 2017 in 15 different countries, and that will be the focus of his reflection today. Welcome, Morris, and thank you. It's a good time to adjust your phone if you haven't already. If you're visiting, please sign the guest book in the foyer so we can send you news of activities and events that enrich our time together. If you have a milestone or passage, a yellow card that you would like to share, please place it in the offering basket when it comes around. And all, do stay after the service for snacks and friendly conversation downstairs in the Ann Ross Fellowship Room. This is the Sunday when we celebrate March birthdays, so there's cake downstairs. And then, when you come back up here for the serious discussion of the budget for next year in our congregational conversation, we will be serving green beer in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Actually, we're not. Yes. It would make the discussion lively. The call to worship today is one of my favorite passages from those in our gray hymnal. And it is written by one of my favorite writers, the very prolific Anonymous. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other. Now, the chalice lighting. Katie is going to help me light the chalice, symbolic of Unitarian Universalism, and let's all read along with me. These words in your order of service are on the screen. It is especially appropriate this morning when we are being provoked to thought by Morris, as it is by the humanitarian. Our chalice lighting words are by the humanitarian and physician, Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with great gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Thank you, Katie.
This one? Sure. It might take a moment to get this up. Can you hear it? Okay. Yeah, so here I am again for, we have been doing in the Time for All Ages part of worship, introducing the new proposed shared UU values, which will be voted on this June at General Assembly. And we are up to the third one, the fourth one really, because Love at the Center really, I think of as the first one. So let's find JetPig and see what they have in their jetpack. Where? Jetpack's pack is really heavy. It's so heavy that you think money? All right, let's find out. Can we look? Coins. It does sound like it. All right. Yes, yes. A lot. I'm not sure I should be taking it all out. Jetpack, I'm wondering why your jetpack is full of coins. We'll find out later. Okay. I do not know why we'll find out later. Jetpig is a pig of mystery sometimes, so that's how it goes. Oh, I do need, though, to pull out the value. Let's not get all excited about the coins. All right, buddy. All right, so our value this week is transformation. And here's the rest of the wording that goes with that. We adapt to the changing world. We covenant, so agree or seriously agree, some might say promise, to collectively, all together as a group, we covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages. We are never complete and never perfect. I love that last line. We're never complete and never perfect. So we have a story that goes with this, and I have something you can keep in mind while you hear the story if you want to, or you can just listen and look at the story. As you hear some of the things that the person in the story is talking about, see if there's anything that jumps out for you as especially hard for you personally. Like you hear them mention something and you're like, yeah, that's a hard one. Okay? You're not going to have to share. This is just a doing it in your heart kind of thing. So this is the book, I Am Courage, a Book of Resilience by Susan Verdi, art by Peter H. Reynolds. When there are challenges in front of me, when I feel unstable, like I might fall, and I think about turning back or giving up, when my mind tells me I can't, I have faith in what's possible. I accept the challenge and keep on going. I can trust what my gut is telling me. I believe in myself. I can feel scared but still carry on. I persevere. I can tumble and still get up again. I am resilient. I can lean on those around me. I am not afraid to ask for support. I can encourage another when there is doubt. I am uplifting. I can know there is no shame in sharing. I tell my story. I can step in when others are struggling. I know how to help. I can be the one to clear the way for someone else. I am an example. When I feel uncertain and start to lose my balance, I find my center and gather my strength. I know what I am. I am courage, and I can keep going. We can all keep going. We are strong, we are capable, we are important, we are courage, and we are triumphant. So this was a tough one for me. I just want to say a little bit before, sometimes we do the stories and I just scoot out with the kids, but this one was a tough one for me. Thinking about justice was very clear how to explain what justice is. Equity was still pretty clear for me because I've been reading about it a lot lately. Transformation brought up a lot of stuff. Like, does that mean you go from one thing to another completely? Like, is that what this is about? That didn't really seem right to me. And then it said we're asked to change collectively. So this isn't just saying, I Poppy, am gonna try to change myself. It's saying, as a group, we're doing it. So what does that mean, right? I can't just pay attention to me. I need to be trying to help these guys do it, or whatever. So to me, the heart of this is about being open to change. That's how I'm thinking about it. So in that spirit, we're just gonna do a quick little thing before we leave. First of all, is there anybody who, when they heard the story, again, you're not gonna have to share, just stick your hand up. Is there anybody who, when they heard the story, heard any bit that they thought that part is kind of hard for me? Yeah. Okay, so here's our little bit. I'd like everybody, if you are able to, or you can just follow along, to cross your arms in front of each other, in front of yourself, like this. All right, so how is that to do? Is it hard? No. Probably not for most of us. Some of us might have arm issues and it could be hard. Okay, so now notice which hand is on top and do it the other way. So how was that? Harder, weird, funny. Throw out some other words. How did it feel? Awkward, slanty, different, new, unusual. Right, so why was it so easy to do it the first time? Because you usually do it, right? Most of us do it one way so much, I didn't even have to think about it. I didn't have to think where my hands are gonna go. I could just do it without any thinking. The second one, you have to think. Yeah, exactly. So it's slower, right? So change is slower, and all those other words you threw out. Difficult, weird, slanty. I actually love thinking of change as slanty, right? Awkward, uncomfortable, new, strange. I mean, I saw a few people who thought they had done it successfully the first time, like, okay, and then they're like, I did it my old way first, which is right? We learn a new thing, but then we still want to go back to the old one. So anyway, I'll leave you with that experience to just kind of think about that. And this is a fun challenge to do to the people in your life if you want to get to see them feel uncomfortable for a moment. Which, who doesn't want that? All right, so my friends, we're going to be sung out. You can look at me all you want, but it's in the order of service. By Peace, Salam, Shalom, which some of our congregants are ready for some change and something else. So I think we'll be moving on to to another song. So this might be the last time we do it for a while, so let's do it with gusto. Peace, salam, shalom.
This is the time in our service for our offering. Each month we share our plate with an organization or entity doing good in our community or the larger world. The donee this month is Atria Collective, formerly Women's Safe, which has ensured high-quality services for victims and survivors of domestic and sexual violence and their children. Please be as generous as you can. I have three yellow cards today, milestones and passages. And they're not from Anonymous, but they are from the prolific Marnie Wood. They're wonderfully appropriate. I was actually going to announce this, but it's a good time to do it now. Our fellowship hall walls have become a gallery of fantastic paintings by our own Larry Vandenberg. Enjoy their beauty. Be sure to read Larry's wall card regarding his journey. Also, each painting has a brief location card with an interesting detail. Yes, I was going to do this too. Also note the new drawers under the bench, all along the Fellowship Hall south wall. And thanks to Scott Barkdale and the facilities team. Scott for building those and the facilities teams for installing them. Indeed so. What a performance. The MUHS senior class play, Legally Blonde Jr., the musical, was outstanding. A packed house on Friday night's performance. The proceeds go toward project graduation. I hope some of you were able to see it. We had CVUS kids involved. That's true. I was going to do this at the end, but I think I'll do it now because Poppy expanded that a little bit. She said there were tons of CVUS kids involved in the senior play at the high school. The senior actors were Milo Rees, Asa Baker Rouse, Simone Duquette Hoffman, Mara Connolly, and B. Porter. And the younger techs were Anna Duquette Hoffman and Toby Baker Rouse. So we really, I understand it was a wonderful performance, and as I say, many of the actors were children who have, or young people who have been here in our religious exploration groups. And then finally, if you have access, I encourage you to read India Danio's letter to the editor in the Addison Independent. Excellent writing regarding reproductive rights and our state's protective realities of our citizens. I know there are other milestones and passages, joys and concerns that are on our minds. I'm especially concerned for my friend Peter, who's not well. He has an unusual malady. He has had the hiccups for over a week, which prevents sleep. And I don't know exactly what that means, so I hope he is seen and can get that taken care of, because it's a great concern. So if you have a milestone or a passage or a concern that reside in your heart and mind today, let's now join in a brief time of contemplation or prayer.
We invite you to remain seated while we sing Spirit of Life. We'll sing it through 2 times.
Good morning. Thank you for coming. A couple of readings this morning first. The first one is from Helder Camara, who is a former archbishop from Brazil. He said, when I feed the poor, they call me a saint. When I ask why the poor have no food, they call me a communist. And he also said, without justice and love, peace will always be a great illusion. The second reading is a prayer attributed to St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Our son Ben came to Haiti with me to work at St. Damien Children's Hospital after the Haitian earthquake. We lived in Haiti when he was a baby with my wife Lynn, who's sitting in front row here. This was his first time back. At the hospital, an infant with meningitis was not doing well. He was not responding, and his breathing slowed down. His parents had died in the earthquake, so there was no one to sit with him. It was very busy, so I handed the child to our son Ben, and I said, "This baby is dying. Please hold him while I tend to the other patients." Ben talked to the child in his lap and sang to him and thought about how he himself had once been a baby in Haiti, but this baby was dying and he had lived. We had had a nice cinder block cottage to stay in. As doctors from away, we were well taken care of with plenty to eat and even had a cook. Ben asked himself, why did I live, but not this one? The next morning, Father Rick, the founder of St. Damien Hospital, held his usual 7 a.m. Mass for the dead at the tiny chapel next to the hospital. The chapel was open air and you could see the mountains towering above Port-au-Prince in the distance. There were 4 or 5 bodies on the floor in the middle of the chapel, each wrapped in a sheet and several no larger than a loaf of bread. Father Rick laid embroidered blankets over them. We held hands in a circle and sang hymns in Creole, French, and English. The priest swung his psalter, sprinkled water on the dead, and said that we wanted to give them the respect in death that they did not receive in life. Then the bodies were placed in the back of a pickup truck, and Father Rick and his assistant took them into the mountains to be buried. We have a Haitian friend named Jacqueline Gauthier, the former director of St. Damien Hospital. When she was 18, she went to Paris and visited the Louvre Art Museum. She thought, wow, what an amazing museum, and the Palais Louvre is so beautiful. And then she remembered, wait a minute, Haiti had a slave rebellion in 1804, and France made them pay the equivalent of billions of dollars in today's money to reimburse France and its plantation owners because they broke loose from their chains. This debt and the interest due was sold to American banks and investors in the early 1900s, making the payments bankrupted Haiti and set the stage for poverty and for the Haiti of today. The glory of France was built in part on Haitian slavery and the Haitian Republic. As a white person, I have been oblivious to this and similar situations in America, Africa, and all over the world. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is about learning how to treat people with respect and is at the center of many of the Unitarian Universalist principles. What can a white guy know about fairness? Not much, but we can try. I have worked in global health since 1980 and have tried to be respectful, but I have often been unaware of how people feel and how they are treated. I only learned recently that some of my ancestors, who I had been taught were illustrious founders of America, were actually slave owners and slave traders. They helped create a system that still benefits their descendants. I never asked myself questions like, why are so many low-paid workers in hospitals and elsewhere people of color, and most doctors and bosses white and live in good neighborhoods? Or on a global level, these differences and the lack of opportunity are even starker. I started working for Doctors Without Borders, or MSF, in 2017 and spent 6 months in the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon by the Syrian border. The Syrian refugees we cared for were polite, appreciative, well-mannered, almost all observant Muslims. They live in tents in a cold, high valley with snow in the winter. They do not have sanitation or safety. Rats come into the tents and chew on the babies. Lebanon has more refugees per person than anywhere else in the world, by far, a quarter of the population. They survive by doing low-wage work in the fields, growing vegetables, and in carpentry. They are looked down on because they are refugees and they are poor. They get turned away from most hospitals and are not treated respectfully, although they did say they felt respected when they came to our MSF hospital. They have no home, no town, no country, no rights or laws to protect them. Doctors Without Borders tries to treat patients and employees with respect. We have a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council, which is mostly women of color and from the global south. There is one white guy on the council, that's me. I feel out of place, but that is probably how they feel in a white person's world. At the annual meeting last year for MSF, there was a presentation given by the DEI Council. Someone asked us, what is all this stuff about DEI? Why do we even need that? It just means treating people with respect. The reply was, we don't do respect well enough. Actually, the reply was more blunt than that, but I'm not going to say what it was. I love MSF. I have worked for them for many years. I think they do the best job of any global health organization at treating people well. But even still, how good are we? Most of the hospitals we operate are in Africa and the global south, and most of our employees are from those places. Are they treated as equals by the white doctors and administrators from Europe and North America? Do they have the same health care and salary and safety? Or are they more at the mercy of the ravages and whims of politics, likely to be bombed or kidnapped in the Middle East or Afghanistan? When I started at MSF, I received detailed training on what to do if I was kidnapped. They told us they had 100% success at getting their expatriates back alive if they were kidnapped. I couldn't figure out whether this all made me feel better or feel worse. But in any case, when regional or local staff are kidnapped, things have sometimes not gone as well. Learning to be respectful for us as individuals or for large organizations is a lifetime task and a UU task. Global justice is very connected to the Unitarian principles, and there's not much of it. But like the Chinese proverb says, every journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. I want to end with a couple of songs I wrote. The first is about Haiti after the earthquake and tries to capture the spirit there at the time. And actually, I sang this at church a few months ago, but Karl told me to sing it again.
You weren't all here.
Merci en pile, merci en pile, Seigneur, merci en pile, merci grâce à Dieu pour toute bagarre que nous gagnons, la santé amis et famille nous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my Lord. Thank you so much. Thank you, grace of God, for all the things that we have today, our health, our friends and family. And the last song is about Syrian refugees. It's called Syria Goodbye. Syria, they came across the sand and over the mountains. They carried their children, it was all they could hold. Into the cold Bekaa Valley with tents everywhere, by the sound of the mosque as it calls out their prayer. Syria, goodbye, Syria, goodbye, but how do I say hello? Marhaba Alan, hello and welcome. Hamdallah, Habibi, give thanks to God, my friend. May the love that you share come back to you in the end. Syria, goodbye. Do you have a home, a town, or a country? Rights of your own, laws to protect you. Do you have a doctor, a school, or a roof above? A floor below? If you do, I'm happy for you. Syria, goodbye. Syria, goodbye, but how do I say hello? Marhaba Alan, hello and welcome. Hamdallah, Habibi, give thanks to God, my friend. May the love that you share come back to you in the end. Syria, goodbye. Syria, goodbye. Syria, goodbye. By the sound of the mosque as it calls out their prayer. Syria, goodbye.
Thank you so much, Mars. Amen. There are many pathways to connection here at CVUS.
We had a hymn first, Karl.
Oh, let's sing the hymn.
This is 1017, Building a New Way.
I've been a worship associate for a long time. Someday I'm going to get through a whole service without a glitch, and we will have a great deal. Pathways to Connection are activities that bring us together as a community. They're always listed in Wednesday's blast. I'm only going to cite one activity coming right up on Friday. It's our next CVUUS open mic night from 7 to 9 p.m. in the sanctuary. If you're interested in performing, you should sign up by next Wednesday. There's still space in our lineup for you to perform a short 5-minute or less act. If you're not performing, be sure to join the fun in the audience. And if you'd like to do something, see today, you can see either Carol Harden or Ronnie, if you have an interest in, and Carol is back there. That's great. Thanks, of course, to Morris. Thank you very much for those words. We're so happy to have you here today and always. Also, thank you, and you see in the very the right-hand side of the program, all of the people who make this service possible, the tech team, the flower buds, and so forth. Thank you all very much. And thank you to Catherine and Donna for the birthday cakes in honor of the March birthdays downstairs.
Can you please rise as you are able and join hands for the closing words? And these are first from the Dalai Lama, who said, "Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible." And the second is from my mother, Virginia Earle, who told me, "Kindness is everything." Thank you.